Cheers, everyone. We are in Cozumel, Mexico. What an amazing find of culinary fare and ancient Mayan ruins.
Yeah, this is actually a place you really should hit.
You might have heard of Cozumel, but never really knew much about it.
Or perhaps you think it's just another Mexican destination.
Well, it's not really. Its unique location makes Cozumel very different. It's a Mexican island just off of the Yucatan Peninsula in the Western Caribbean.
There are more than a dozen flights from the U.S. and Canada.
It's modern with upscale shops and lots of bars and restaurants. It's vibrant and also safe.
And there are some great characters that you're about to meet.
There is plenty to explore here. The water is perfect for diving and snorkeling.
You can also swim with dolphins or stingrays.
Paradise Reef is a great snorkeling location and was one of Jacques Cousteau's favorite dive sites.
There are plenty of tours that will take you to any of the water adventures you want to see in Cozumel.
If you're not feeling like the sea is your thing, land is also available. Why not explore the ancient Mayan history in Cozumel?
This is the San Gervasio Archaeological Zone. Some of these Mayan ruins date back to 300 AD all the way up to 1600.
You'll get a feel for how they lived and worshipped.
This place was like Rome or Mecca to the ancient Mayans.
Now, if you're a history buff, you will relish this. If not, just come for a short while and look around for yourself. It's fascinating and worth the short trip from the town.
Now, after communing with the spirits of the Mayans, indulge in the spirits of today's Mexico.
This is the Mi Mexico LINDO Tequila Tour. If you love tequila, or even if you're just getting into tequila, this is a great stop.
Our guide was Miguel. He was quite entertaining, and he knew his stuff about tequila, having grown up in a family who has a long-standing tradition of tequila making.
You'll learn about the different uses for the agave plant.
And Miguel will show you how to make sure your tequila is 100% agave.
You shake the bottle.
Nothing. You just see the micropearls coming up really slow because it's oily. And the bubbles. Actually, if you see the bubbles since here, as you can see, that's oily. That's oily enough. You don't have to check. This fruit, somebody brought it 500 years.
Now, your local liquor dealer at home might not be impressed, but try it anyway.
And remember, the Mexican government regulates its tequila, much like France does with wine and champagne, and it shows.
We tasted some of the high-end tequilas that were very impressive. They were smooth and silky, definitely worth sipping.
The tequilas aged the longest are the smoothest, with a delicate aroma of burnt agave.
But here's the difference. The true tequila won't burn early on your tongue. You'll feel it later as warmth in your belly.
Next, we hit Wet Wendy's Margarita House and Restaurant. This place is legit. The margaritas here are the stuff of fantasies.
The food is tasty too, and there is an incredible legend.
Wet Wendy ran her own ship, could outdrink the guys, had battles with other ships, and was eventually killed when lightning hit her ship, and she drowned in her own tequila.
Wow, what a way to go. Now, the legend is there to read while you dive into these concoctions.
First up, the peanut butter chocolate margarita. Yes, you heard us right.
And as they say on the menu, all the booze, all the flavor, all awesome.
And that pretty much sums it up. This is ooey gooey chocolate peanut butter goodness.
But better because there's tequila too, and protein too from peanut butter.
That is right. And it's a good way to start off the day. Talk about your breakfast of champions.
Next was the Pink Panther margarita. We had to get this just because of the name.
And when it melts, it will also melt your heart because it's filled with dreamy flavors of coconut, mango, and strawberry.
A perfect balance of fresh fruits, juices, and booze, and goes well with the flavors of Mexican food.
And then the jewel in the crown, this cucumber jalapeno margarita. It was invented here at Wet Wendy's and has no equal.
I would say this margarita goes on our top 5 list of best margaritas ever, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
It is so seriously good, you are a fan for life.
And it comes on the rocks with or without salt. We strongly suggest the salt if your diet allows.
This intoxicating concoction of fresh cucumber, lime, and bits of jalapeno is so well balanced that it sings in your mouth.
All the margaritas come with 4.5 ounces of tequila of one kind or another.
Our bartender, CHIO, gave us the insight into the cucumber and jalapeno, which might be one of the best margaritas you will ever have.
Okay, this is my secret. For $100, I think. I'll give you the recipe. Okay, this but don't say nothing. Okay,
No.
it's tequila. Okay, it's 3 ounces of tequila. It's triple sec. Yes. It's sugar. Little jalapeno. Yes. A cucumber, like
You muddle
fine.
the cucumber?
Yeah.
You muddle it, okay.
Yeah, muddle it, yes. And macerar. I don't know how they say macerar in English, And then put in the shaker and with ice. And if you want to put a little salt on the ring, it tastes much better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
So good.
This is a cucumber jalapeno margarita. Adios! Venga. Done!
Now, the food here is seriously great. It's true island comfort food at its freshest.
Like the margaritas, everything is made from scratch. No mixes or pre-made stuff. It is all totally authentic.
We got arrachera nachos. Now, that is beef simmered in garlic oil, red wine, and peppers.
And boy, it was ever delicious. The beef was tender and intensely flavorful.
And the guacamole, salsa, and hot sauces were handmade and fresh, a perfect complement to the rich beef.
Now, the legend of Wet Wendy carries over to another hotspot, the Thirsty Cougar, which is where we are right now.
The thirsty cougar is not an older woman preying on young men, although it could happen here.
No, the Thirsty Cougar is the name of Wet Wendy's ship.
And they had some inventive drinks and more gigantic margaritas. As it turns out, size does matter in the margarita world.
We got their signature drink, the COUGARita. As they say, it's infamous, and you can get it frozen or on the rocks. We chose the rocks.
The COUGARita is handcrafted using nothing but homemade tequila, fresh lime juice, sugar, and orange liqueur. This could be addictive.
Here again, they only use fresh ingredients in food and margaritas. No artificial anything.
And then we dipped into the Bloody Cougar. You guessed it, their take on the Bloody Mary.
It's a nice surprise of spiced rum along with a spicy Bloody Mary mix made in-house from scratch.
And it's award-winning. We rate it as a must-try when you go.
As the sign says, Thirsty Cougar is a seaside boozery and kitchen, a fun place with great ocean views, good vibes, and the best classic rock and roll music.
It's a cool joint to hang out with friends that you go there with or new ones that you make while you're there.
Cozumel might be one of those destinations that you've heard about but maybe chose other places. But if you get the chance, go. You will love it.
Cozumel will surprise you with special people, wonderful food, and drinks that you won't soon forget. Now, if you're interested in heading to Cozumel, Mexico, or anywhere else in the Caribbean, Jetsetter Deals can help you. Just go to jetsetterdeals.com.